You don't need to go to Niagara Falls when you can eat some Brian balls.
What's going on, NASCAR Diecast collectors and Diecast reviewers on YouTube? This is Original Big Brian here, and welcome back to a brand new episode of the NASCAR Diecast News, hosted by me, Brian LaFleur Jr. As always, guys, I'm bringing you all your weekly NASCAR Diecast news throughout each and every month until the very end of the 2017 NASCAR Diecast season, and we do have ourselves a lot of cool stuff to talk about in regards to your newest diecast releases from our good friends at Plan B Sales, Casey Diecast, and Lester's Diecast, all supplied by the wonderful Lionel Racing. Gotta love them. Speaking of Lionel Racing, we also do got some of the newest diecast pre-orders that are now available for pre-ordering at your local diecast dealers or at lionelracing.com. And we also do got some brand new cancellations as well to go along with that. I mean, that's just a good combo right there for every Diecast news episode. And of course, we do got some more NASCAR Authentics news, guys. That is the time of this month, and we are going to be talking about that very shortly in a very cool exclusive way that we'll be talking about. And we'll be getting all to this latest information and more as the NASCAR Diecast news starts right now. But before we do that, guys, we're going to take a look back at 2 weeks ago from the last episode of the NASCAR Diecast news with its best-selling diecast and its least selling diecast from NASCAR Diecast News 180. Alright, everybody, welcome to NASCAR Diecast News. I'm your host, Brian LaFleur Jr., or Original Big Bri, and we're going to kick things off with your newly released diecast from our good friends at Plan B Sales, Casey Diecast, and Lester's Diecast. As always, guys, on every episode of NASCAR Diecast News, I highly encourage you guys to check out any of your local diecast dealers because as much as we love Lionel Racing and Plan B Sales, it's always good to give those guys a good business and such. Plus, it's also great to make some connections as well. After all, we do love NASCAR Diecast. Anyways, guys, we're going to be getting to the newest releases that were supplied by Lionel Racing and are now available at your local diecast dealers and at Plan B Sales. And the first one up is going to be the official first Don's Throwback card that we got for the 164 scale. It also happened for the 124 scale as well, which was on the last episode, but it is none other than Brad Keselowski's number 2 Miller Lite Generating Draft Dawn to Throwback car. And this card does look very similar to a card that he did drove in 2015, which was an anniversary car, so that's pretty cool right there. But of course there are and a lot of people were wondering that that paint scheme is very similar, but there are a few differences to it. I mean, of course you do got it is a 2017 car, so it's got the Ford Fusion, the updated grill to it, which they updated in 2016. So that's another big difference to tell. But still a really nice looking car. And if you guys saw from Throwback Weekend that by the time I upload this video, which it's already after the Southern 500, if you guys have saw Brad Keselowski's quite colorful, reminiscent costume for well, by costume I mean his little curly Q wig that he decided to wear with this paint scheme to represent a younger looking Rusty Wallace. So Keselowski definitely has one of the coolest personalities in NASCAR, and glad he was able to ride along with that. It's always cool seeing the Miller Lite scheme, especially all the retro throwbacks that we've had for this car. Definitely probably my favorite that we've had, especially since last year's was not really a throwback, it was more of a company throwback, but really glad they went back to the roots and they actually made a very iconic Rusty Wallace throwback scheme. But really nice. I would recommend getting this car. Next one up is another Ty Dillon car that we got released, and a lot of people thought this car was getting canceled, but it actually got made, and it is none other than his Geico military car, which I believe he drove throughout the I believe in the month of May for NASCAR. Not mistaken, he either probably drove this at Charlotte or probably Daytona, because they usually run a lot of patriotic schemes around that. I probably would say Charlotte if I'm, because this car looks very similar to what Casey Mears drove last year. So really nice right there. But glad we actually got the military sponsorship back for Geico. I know a couple years ago there was a promo diecast that was made for Casey Mears. That I think you can only get I think at geico.com, but it was a weird promo, but they did have the military scheme. So that was last time we had that. I think that was a couple years ago if I'm not mistaken, but really cool seeing that return. I'm glad that there's a big difference in the paint scheme. So really nice right there. I like the orange number as well. Looks very distinct and unique. So pretty nice looking Ty Dillon car. I do like it. Plus it's also on the EL mold as well, so you can't go wrong with that. Next one up, we got Chase Elliott's Little Caesars Mountain Dew Chevrolet. A very random sponsor coming on board with Chase Elliott. I know they sponsored last year in that Mountain Dew car on the back bumper of that Mountain Dew, incorrect Mountain Dew car, which he drove at Dover. So yeah, really cool seeing that they upgraded to a full-time sponsorship with an association with Mountain Dew. But a pretty basic looking car. But however, though, there's one cool feature about this car, and the paint scheme actually has that sparkle finish that mostly the Hendrick cars have, like Dale Jr.'s Nationwide car from this year and Jimmy Johnson's Lowe's car. So that's a nice little touch. I didn't think they were going to add that, but they did. So really makes it a lot more unique. And it is still a nice Chase Elliott car. It's probably not my favorite, but I think this car is just a little bit underrated, if I have to say. But still a cool car, especially if you're a big fan of pizza and Mountain Dew. Can't say I'm a big fan of Little Caesars, but still really cool that they are sponsoring a NASCAR for sure. Next one up, we got another Kyle Larson car produced, guys, for this year. Last episode was his Credit One Bank car, which a lot of people were really excited. And let's just say the Target car has been released, but as you can tell by this photo, something looks a little incorrect of this photo. Well, let's just say Lionel, for the second year in a row, they have messed up the gradient yet again. Yeah, this is the incorrect gradient that they have for this year, because there's supposed to be a lot more red on this car and a little bit more, actually there's supposed to be a lot more white on this car. I'm supposed to have more of a redder gradient, right on top of where the 42 is, like right above that. That's where the red is supposed to stop. So, yeah, clearly someone at Lionel did not know how to, Lionel really has had a really bad job with the fading and the gradients and all that. But, however, though, this is a correct car for 2016, though, but it is going to be kind of irrelevant because it doesn't have any Sprint Cup Series logos and all that. So, if you're looking for a right 2016 car for Kyle Larson, because last year's car was screwed up as well with the gradient, then this would be a cool car to get. If you want to collect the 2016 car, even though it is a 2017 car. I know it sounds confusing, but that's Lionel for you. But yeah, very unfortunate to see this car, getting messed up yet again. It's unfortunate because this will be the last Target car that will be made for this year, since Target's going to be ending its sponsorship at the end of this year, which they already did last year in the Verizon IndyCar Series with Scott Dixon. So yeah, that looks like we're not going to see another Target car produced, unless NASCAR Authentics does something or something more with guys. guys, but very unfortunate right there. And the last one up for the 164s, guys, we got Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s number 88 Nationwide Patriotic car, and this is the car that he has famously drove, you know, throughout the Daytona races, especially during the July Daytona race. A nice little unique twist to this paint scheme. I do like, you know, it is pretty much kind of like his regular Nationwide car, but they did put a little bit more blue, like on the decklet. There's you know, a blue decklet, so that's pretty cool right there. I think this would be a cool diecast to compare, like if someone could do a diecast comparison of this car and its regular Nationwide car. You can clearly see what the differences are, but I do like the nice red and white stripes that come out on the hood and also on the side, and they have like nice little wave to it. So really nice looking car. I like the plain and the simplicity of it. Just unfortunately we didn't see Dale Jr. go into victory lane with this paint scheme like we did in 2015, but you know, it is what it is. I'm hoping Dale Jr. is, I don't think he's gonna get a win in the playoffs, but if he could win a race in the playoff races, then that'll be cool. But yeah, very unfortunate, especially since this will be the last Nationwide Patriotic car that we'll be getting for Dale Jr. So really nice right there. Hope they can continue this when they have Alex Bowman in that car for next year. But really nice right there, and a lots of cool diecast right there. We also do got some 124s as well. The 124 versions are all the cars I had reviewed. Well, except for the Keselowski and the Chase Elliott car, because those cars were released on the last episode. So Ty Dillon's Geico 124, Kyle Larson's Target 124, and Dale Jr. Nationwide Patriotic 124. Those are all available at your local diecast dealers and everything else that sells NASCAR diecast, guys. And now we're going to get off to our pre-orders, guys, and we're going to be starting things off with some of your, like always on this show, we're going to be starting off with the race winner diecast. So first one up is something that we haven't seen for quite a while. If you guys remember how Kevin Harvick won at Sonoma, and a lot of people were wondering, he also did drove the K&N race as well. A lot of people were wondering, when's that car going to get on the pre-order list, or is it ever going to be produced? Well, let's just say Lionel finally has his car up on pre-order, guys. So this is a really cool car. You know, as much as I had mixed feelings seeing Kevin Harvick, a legendary Cup driver, running in the K&N race, God almighty. But for any Kevin Hart fans out there, I'm sure they're going to be really looking forward to get this car. But you got to make sure you pre-order, guys. I'm sure this will be a nice, cool car to have along with Kevin Harvick's Mobile One Sonoma Cup win as well from this year. I think those two diecasts will go very nice. But I know the Sonoma car, I think that has made MOQ, but I don't know about this K&N one yet because it just got on the pre-order list, guys. So got to pre-order it. Next up, we do got some really cool race winners throughout these next few I'm going to show you guys. Of course, NASCAR's quote-unquote favorite. Just kidding if you can tell my sarcasm. A little, you know, something about that. But we got Kyle Busch, guys. He is he won at Bristol a couple weeks ago, guys, because it's been 2 weeks since I uploaded the NASCAR Diecast news. So bear with me on me catching up on these race wins. But you have Kyle Busch won his second race in the M&M's Caramel, or Caramel, however you pronounce it. I like how I pronounce that. But yep, his Bristol race win car is up for pre-order, so really nice right there. It's only gonna be available in the 124 scale because the 124 and 164 scales for the Pocono car have made MOQ from what I know. I'll have to check back on that very soon. But yep, guys, but a lot of people are also wondering, since Kyle Busch, if you guys haven't heard already, or if you guys been living under a rock, Kyle Busch did perform another sweep at Bristol, similar to what he did in 2010, guys. So he got his second official sweep in his NASCAR career, winning all the series, the Truck Series, Xfinity Series, and the Cup Series at Bristol. So that was cool right there. A lot of people were asking Lionel if they were ever going to make a race win set like they did in 2010, which is now like pretty rare. I think it's going up to like $400, maybe almost $500 from what the prices I've seen. Can't blame them because that is a really cool race win set for any Kyle Busch fans out there. Well, let's say Lionel is making this car, and I would strongly recommend pre-ordering this, guys. It's going to be priced at $160, and if you guys have noticed that the Bristol Cup car will be sold separately, but not the truck and the Xfinity cars. This is the only way you're going to get his Xfinity NASCAR and the number 46 Banfield truck. only way, guys. But you gotta make sure you pre-order this, guys, otherwise it's not going to be made. But I have a good feeling it will be made though, and I think that's a pretty good deal, you know, $160, you know, for 3 cars. Let's just hope they're all on the good. Let's just hope that at least the hood opens, and you know, hoping it's not gonna be on the cheap gold mold where, you know, we're only the hood's only gonna open. But we'll see how it is. But still a decent price though, depending what the quality is gonna be. You guys could probably check on Line Out Racing for if you guys want any more details about that. But now we're gonna get on to this week, guys, and man, we're talking about Throwback Weekend, guys. We got ourselves a lot of cool diecast to talk about, especially all of our winners, guys. They are on this pre-order list. The first one up is probably the most controversial finish that we've got in the in this race weekend, guys, which was Austin Cindric. He claimed his first win in the Camping World Truck Series in this number 19 draw tight throwback, which is available for pre-order, guys, in the 124 scale with the new truck molds. So really cool right there. The hood does not open on this, just to let you guys know, because this is the new mold that they've got. But I'll feel free to give you guys updates if they're gonna make any more improvements on this mold. But so far so good. But yeah, talk about a controversial finish, guys, with him and with the bump and run on Gaz Grala. I mean, I can't say, you know, I do like the bump and run sometimes, but a lot of people really have mixed feelings about this finish. I mean, I don't want to get too controversial here, but all I can say is I think Austin Cindric could have done a little bit better job, at least made a clean passage or something. But that's you know what, like the second or third year now that we have seen, you know, a crazy finish. Well, not to be crazy at Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. I mean, nothing could be more crazy than what happened last year with Cole Custer and John Hunter Nemechek. I mean, wow, that was something right there. But yeah, Austin Cindric, as much as you guys hate him or love him, he did got the win, and it wasn't encumbered in any way, shape, or form. But yeah, but that car is available for pre-order, guys, for any Cindric fans out there. Let's see right here, and we don't have the let's just see right here. Well, we're getting on to the Southern 500, guys, because we don't have anything to talk about in the Xfinity series that are on for pre-order. So sorry, Denny Hamlin. Looks like that car will not be made. But we're gonna be talking about the guy who almost got who was your defending Southern 500 winner from last year, Mark Truex Jr. As you can see right here, this is his Dawn's throwback car that he's driving for this year. Of course, I have to review this because I am a Truex Jr. fan, but also he almost won back-to-back here at the Southern 500. But before I get to that, guys, we're going to talk about this really cool throwback, which is going to be actually a throwback to Bass Pro Shop's 40th anniversary. However, though, this paint scheme does look very similar. If you guys are if I smell any Dale Earnhardt fans out here, Dale Senior fans, many people recognize that this looks very similar. I mean, not exact, you know, due to, you know, Teresa Earnhardt and, you know, all that wonderful controversy with her, because yeah, no love for Dale Earnhardt apparently. Thank you, Teresa. Thank you. But this is very similar to the Dale Earnhardt Sr.'s 1998 Bass Pro Shops Gold Card that he drove at some night races during that season. So really nice right there. I had to say this is probably my favorite throwback for Mark Truex Jr. because, you know, his last 2 years haven't really been a throwback. I mean, last year's was most of a company throwback, but the year before that was really a throwback. But I did like, you know, of course I'm a Truex fan. I will be liking his paint schemes regardless of how they look, or how ugly they look. You know, gotta back up my driver, Mark Truex. But yeah, he almost won this race, guys. He unfortunately cut down his right front tire during the last 3 laps of the race, and he finished 8th, being the last car on the lead lap. So it was very unfortunate, I mean, but he did. However, though, he might have not won the race, guys, but he did clinch the regular season title, which is really cool. I mean, if NASCAR was to end right now, Mark Truex Jr. would be your champion. I would have been fine with that. However, though, I don't like his season to end early. I'm looking forward to these next 11 races that we got for the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series. But now we're going to be talking about the guy who is now a second-time Southern 500 champion, and no, it's not Mark Truex Jr. It is Denny Hamlin in his Sport Clips Dawn's throwback car. This is that's now available for pre-order, the clean version, but this is Dawn's throwback to Rick Hendrick's Flying 11 car that he drove many years ago. I mean, God knows how long, but very iconic, especially for any Rick Hendrick fans out there. I kind of find it I kind of find this a little funny. I mean, I'm glad that they I see why they decide, you know, it's just, I'm trying to figure out what I'm trying to say, but you know, Rick Hendrick on a Joe Gibbs racing car. Basically, that's all I gotta say. That is a little odd, but I can see why that they put the number 11 on this car, and they wanted Hamlin to drive this car because the Flying 11 car. I mean, who else could pull it off? You know, sorry to any of the other Hendrick cars out there, but a little weird of throwback. But hey, at least we finally got a true Jonathan Throwback car that won. However, though, Lina Racing have confirmed that they will not, and I mean not, make both of his race win cars from Darlington, which is very unfortunate, but they said they're not doing it at this time, so maybe they will do it later, but not at this moment, guys. They will not be offering both versions for the Xfinity Series and the Cup Series. Maybe that will change because we do have the clean version that is available pre-order, though, and a little bit up, and just to you know, put any more bad luck on this car. Both, if you guys have heard the recent news, which I believe I'm filming this video on Wednesday, so you guys have already heard the news about Denny Hamlin getting his both of his wins were encumbered as well by NASCAR. So yeah, this car quite has the bad luck in my opinion. I don't know, due to that now, I feel like this car will get canceled. But for any Hamlin fans out there who want to secure this car, you got to make it on the pre-order list, guys, because otherwise it is going to head on over to our next topic, which will be the cancellations. And we got 6 new cancellations to be talking about. You know, some of them are quite of a hit and miss, but others are, you know, nothing too crazy. Most of them are 124 elites. I could say half of them, but the rest, 124 and 164 collectors out there are going to be quite devastated. But the first one up is Casey Kane's number 5 rated red Chevrolet. You know, the car that I had a great feeling was going to get canceled. You know, this car is promoting the Rated Red channel, which is, you know, have been heavily advertised on NASCAR's channel. On the NBCSN channel, the Road to Race Day segment, wherever that's called. But I don't know. I mean, I feel like that was just an underrated sponsor. You know, the paint scheme just looked a little basic in my opinion. But this has been canceled in both scales, guys. So this car will not be offered this year. So very unfortunate, but not kind of a surprise because Casey Kane is starting. You know, I mean, besides his Brickyard 400 win, hasn't really done that much. And I can see why this car got canceled. Next one up, this is quite surprising because this car, I'm surprised how long this car took forever to get canceled, because this car has been forever on the pre-order list, and they finally decided to cancel this, guys. But it is Matt Kenseth's 2017 number 20 Interstate Batteries Toyota Camry, also canceled in both scales. So very ironic to see this car canceled at the last minute. I'm not quite sure what the reason is for that. I mean, I guess I would guess Interstate Batteries or the sponsor, or Joe Gibbs Racing. I guess they, you know, wanted to wait a little bit more and see if this car was ever going to be made. I mean, for myself, I'm not a big fan of the Interstate Batteries paint scheme. I hope they change it up next year. Just not a big fan of that peppermint, zebra, patty, whatever that they're trying to promote. I mean, it's a battery company. It's not supposed to look like a freaking Thin Mint, so or peppermint. You know what I mean, though. But yeah, that is kind of unfortunate because, you know, Matt Kenseth will not be in the 20 car for next year. Probably will see Eric Jones in this car next year. So but yeah, very unfortunate to see this car getting canceled. Next one up, guys, we got another Darn's Throwback cars getting canceled, guys. But don't worry though, it's only canceled in the 124 Elite scale, and it is Joey Logano's number 22 Shell Pennzoil Darn's Throwback car. If you guys know, this is Darn's Throwback to an old Shell Indy car that they are representing. I can't remember who the driver was. I want to say it is Michael Andretti, but it's probably someone else. Feel free to correct me in the comments, guys. That's what you guys are for, or any IndyCar fans out there. Feel free to correct me on that, because I'm doing just a rough estimate of what that throwback is. I mean, I might know everything, but not everything, guys. I am human after all. But yeah, this car, you know, I really liked, you know, the I'm glad it's only canceled in the 124 Elite scale, because as you guys know, I'm a huge IndyCar fan. I love my NASCAR and I love my IndyCar. Having those two together is just, oh, it's like the perfect combination for a motorsports fan. That and, you know, Formula One IMSA. But anyways, back to this is a NASCAR Diecast video. NASCAR Diecast news after all. But yeah, back to topic, guys. I'm getting really off topic, but yeah, I mean, you're not really missing out on this car. I mean, we still got the 124 ARC version and the 164 version as well, so you're just losing a lot more detail, though. That's all, but not really worth over $100 for an elite version. And speaking of more elites, guys, these next two I'm about to show you were only canceled in 124 elites as well. And next one up is Jimmy Johnson's number 48 Jimmy Johnson Foundation car. And, you know, I really do like this different paint scheme that they had. I mean, I do got to give Jimmy Johnson and all the boys back at Hendrick for, you know, changing this car up. I really like the yellow numbers on this. I'm really getting a lot of cool, man, I mean, I don't know what else to say. I got to say about this car. I mean, it's a really nice looking car, a lot more better than last year's, especially with the yellow numbers. I mean, it's pretty basic, but I don't know, some basic paint schemes really work. I think this one did work out. I mean, yeah, it was canceled, the 124 elite version, but the 124 ARC scale and the 164 are still available for pre-order, guys. So any Jimmy Johnson fans out there, you're still in luck. You just got to pre-order, guys. I think it's almost on the pre-order list, guys. We just got to see if it will make MOQ. And the next one up is pretty devastating for me, but it's only canceled the 124 elite version, like I promised, and it is the Watkins Glen race winner for this year, Mark Truex Jr. in his number 78 Furniture Row car. So nothing too crazy right here. I mean, he already won with this paint scheme in Kentucky, so I can see why some Truex fans probably didn't want to get this car. I mean, would have been cool though, because you know, the last time Mark Truex Jr. ever won in a road course, which was in 2013 at Sonoma, which that car was canceled. So I had a slightly, I don't know, I had a 50-50 shot. I mean, I did pre-order this car, but this car was only canceled in the 124 elite version. So the 124 ARC version is still available for pre-order, guys. I still have this on pre-order as well, because Watkins Glen is my my closest NASCAR track, and you know, gotta support not only my favorite NASCAR driver, but also my favorite local NASCAR track as well. So any Truex fans out there, I would recommend getting this. I mean, it's cool that he finally won both road courses and NASCAR, even though he almost lost this one, guys, due to fuel mileage, but had just enough to get it done. But yeah, that's been canceled in the elite version, guys. And last one up is devastating for any 164 collectors out there, and it is Michael McDowell's Fire Department of New York car, which he drove at Pocono. And I think oh man, oh man, this car has already got me a little bit of a tongue tied, but yeah, this car was canceled in the 164 scale only, guys. The 124 version is still available. I believe the team who sponsors the 95 Michael McDowell car, so I think they have some of those cars on hold, so maybe that's why it got made in the 124 scale. But very unfortunate. I thought that this car was going to be made with all the support from Levine Racing, but yeah, it is what it is, though. I mean, it is unfortunate that we're not going to have another Michael McDowell car produced besides his Dawn to Throwback car, which I'm hoping you guys get pre-order. But I don't know, guys. I mean, with this car getting canceled, we're gonna have to really encourage you guys. I'm gonna have to encourage you guys. Everybody's got to encourage everybody to pick up the to pre-order the Michael McDowell Dawn to Throwback car. Otherwise, hopefully I won't jinx it, but it might be on the next Diecast news episode, whether you like it or not. But we'll see how it is, though. I mean, I can't predict everything. I'm not a freaking psychic, but it is very unfortunate seeing this car getting canceled. But at least the 124 collectors out there are still in some good luck for sure. Alrighty, folks, and we're going to our last topic of this video, and it is going to be what the topic of this main video is for the Diecast News episode 181. It is going to be NASCAR Authentics related. For any NASCAR Authentics fans who are looking forward for this, thank you guys so much for your support, and we're going to go on to this segment. But let's just say that this there was an announcement that was announced on Wednesday, August 23rd by Lionel Racing on their episode of The Fix, which was uploaded on that week. I mean, check out every Wednesday or every other Wednesday, they will be uploading videos, and I'm glad to see Lionel Racing. I know they've done it for a year now, but glad to see that they are in the YouTube community, helping us, give out all these news that we can. As much as we love them and hate them, gotta love what they're doing. But yeah, guys, let's just say we've had some pretty bizarre news. A lot of people were wondering if this was going to be the Wave 7 reveal for NASCAR Authentics, but no, guys, it's actually going to be an exclusive Wave, guys. And this is the third time we're going to have an exclusive Wave, guys, and it is let's just say we're going to be getting NASCAR Authentics cars at Cracker Barrel. Now, I know you guys are wondering, Cracker Barrel, isn't that a restaurant? Like, how the heck can you do that? Well, if you guys have never been to a Cracker Barrel, guys, it's basically like an old country store and a restaurant. So, you know, you could walk in, but basically when you walk in, as soon as you walk in, you can see like a little retail store that's on your right, and then on your left will be, depending how your Cracker Barrel is laid out, one or two of those sides that will either be a restaurant, and then the other side will be the old retail store. So in that retail store, we'll be giving 7 new diecast for this wave, and like I said, this is the third time we're going to be exclusive. This will be in a third exclusive wave, guys. You know, the first 2 were from Walmart, which was the Batman vs Superman wave, and the Darlington Throwback wave, which had a total of 15 cars released, which that was pretty chaotic for some people. So hopefully this one goes a lot more smoother than last time, since it was really exclusive after all, because we did saw those cars at Target very later last year and early this year. So that was a bizarre wave, but hopefully these are going to be truly exclusive to Cracker Barrels. But yeah, these will be coming soon in October, only at Cracker Barrels, guys. So if you guys don't have a Cracker Barrel near you, unfortunately, I mean, fortunately I do. I don't know why I say unfortunately, but yeah, that's gonna be really cool for any people out there who are looking forward to grab a quick bite and then shop for some NASCAR diecast afterwards. Definitely unique. I mean, I don't think I've ever. I mean, I think I've been to some restaurants where they sell NASCAR diecast, but I'm not like, you know, authentic NASCAR diecast. They're more like knockoffs. But these ones are the real thing, guys. And as I will be showing you guys the pictures right here, we got 7 new diecast, and as you can see right there, these do come with only with the diecast, guys. So I'm hoping they're going to be a little lowerly priced, because there's not going to be a trinket or accessory that's going to come with it. So no magnet hoods, no cards, nothing like that. It's just the diecast, and this packaging kind of looks very it comes in a new, more portable but smaller packaging. It looks very similar to what some of the old promo cars that we had from Atlanta Racing, like the hey, talk about like I talked about in the Casey Mears Geico military car. That's the packaging I'm talking about right there, guys. It looks very similar to that. Also like the Kyle Busch CVS promos that we had in 2011 and 2012. So really cool that they're bringing that back. I mean, it is gonna be it's gonna be cool to display that. You know, I definitely gotta give Lionel for some variety. I mean, as much as I do love the NASCAR Authentics waves at Walmart and Target and all those other retailers that we all know and love, this is pretty unique and very weird though. But however though, guys, this is the Diecast News episode. We're going to be looking at these diecast, guys. So we'll be going down the list right here, starting off with the Toyotas, guys. So this will be the first wave that we know from 2017 that will have the 2017 Toyotas. And we got 3 of them, guys. And you can see right there is we got Kyle Busch's number 18 M&M's Toyota Camry. Really cool right there. I did review that car with Race Day 2011. You guys want to check out that review, I'll put in the link in the description and also on the top of my video as well. Quite an interesting review. I can say that myself because I was there viewing for Rob. So a little shout out to Race Day 2011, the Diecast King. Really nice right there. I do like that paint scheme, and nice and bright. But we also got the number 20 DeWalt car being driven by Matt Kenseth. This is ironically another car that I reviewed from Race Day 2011, so I'll put the link in that description as well. So you want to check out that review, because I did help out with Rob and I did the best I can. So wink wink. Shout out to Race Day 2011 once again, because those 2 diecasts were really cool to review with them. But a really cool diecast that we got right here. This next one I'm really excited about. This is our first look of the Martin Truex Jr. 2017 Bass Pro Shops car. And you know, there is and if you guys have noticed already, there are no name banners on this car, on these cars. So once again, that's another NASCAR Authentics wave, which we're going to have no name banners and no Monster Energy logos as well. But I'm used to that. But the name banners is really starting to get to my head now. But it definitely even looks worse for Martin Truex Jr.'s cars, because with no Monster Energy logos, we can't have any contingencies. There's not even a Coors Light Pole Award, so there's basically no contingencies on the 78 besides the official NASCAR race car logo, which looks very ironic. I mean, I know the 78 has I know Furniture Row Racing doesn't really have an they're not really part of the NASCAR Association with all the sponsors for the contingencies. So, but it's definitely going to look very weird. But hopefully some custom makers out there are going to fix that. But still a nice looking car. I'm glad it's on the Yale mold. And you guys know how I talked about the next one. Really, I think this was just a sneaky move that Lionel decided to do, so that way people can go out and find this wave. I feel sorry for any Kyle Larson fans out there who do not have a Cracker Barrel with you guys, because this right here is actually the correct Kyle Larson card that we got for this year. Man, Lionel is so sneaky. I mean, yeah, this is the correct grading that we have for 2017, and it looks freaking phenomenal. I love this card, guys. And if you guys are Kyle Larson fans out there, depending if I find this card at Cracker Barrel, which comes out next month, man, I'm hoping you guys can find this, because this is the correct version. Very sneaky move by Lionel, because they did screw up on the this year's car. If you guys want to look back, I did just talk about that very recently on this episode. Just go to the Diecast releases part, and then you guys will know what I talked about. But yeah, that is just wow. Lionel, I know you guys have done a lot of cringy stuff before, but for that right there really takes the cake. I mean, it's still a nice looking car, but I just can't believe that they decided to give us the correct Larson car for this year and put in exclusive wave, which I know not too many people aren't gonna be happy about that move. But good luck trying to find this car, guys, especially any Larson fans out there who want to get the correct car. I mean, what more else can I say about that? That's just very sneaky for Lionel. But we also got another Don's Throwback car, guys. This is the first Don's Throwback car that we got for the NASCAR Authentics waves, guys, and it is Jimmy Johnson's 2017 Lowe's Don's Throwback, and this is a throwback to his I think it ran in the 1960s, the hauler or the truck, you know, the delivery trucks that they had. So a very random throwback. It's a company throwback. Not my favorite. I think last year's I liked Dale Earnhardt's and David Pearson's Lowe's cars. So, but still really cool that we got a throwback in this wave. I'm hoping they can do the throwback wave that they did like last year. And of course, with every NASCAR Authentics wave, guys, whether it's exclusive or not, we do got to talk about some Dale Jr. cars. We got 2 Dale Jr. cars in this wave. The Exalted car, which I think you know, they could at least give us another Exalted car, because we are getting the Exalted car for wave 6. So kind of redundant right there. I was hoping that was going to be a 600 start, or the Mako car, or the fixed auto, or something different, but no, it's just another Exalted car. So, you know, nothing too crazy right there. So there's probably no excuse of any of this car, because Lionel is re-releasing this car like crazy. As much as I love it, but I'm not a big fan of re-releases. I do see the point of them sometimes, especially if you missed out on some waves that your Walmarts or Toys R Us or Targets haven't catched up. But this one out here, just very random, but I do see the point of it. And I just recently talked about this car, guys, the Dale Jr. Nationwide Patriotic car. This is also making a NASCAR Authentics exclusive appearance as well. So really nice looking car. I love the American colors, like I just previously said on this episode. But overall, guys, what I got to think about this wave, I do think it is a bizarre wave, but I'm hoping it is going to go very smoothly, unlike, you know, the throwback wave from last year. And hopefully it won't be too overproduced like the Batman vs Superman cars. But we'll see how this goes, guys. I mean, I think this will be a one-time only deal that Cracker Barrel will have. But if it goes out pretty successful, which I got mixed feelings about it, but I'm glad to see Lionel, you know, is pushing their boundaries, and they're going up and beyond to giving not only, you know, the retailers, but also even freaking restaurants now. I mean, I'm really surprised. So I am a big fan of Cracker Barrel, so I think this really is going to make my experience, and hopefully your guys' experience at Cracker Barrel, a little more pleasant. I mean, good food, and then shopping for NASCAR Diecast. I mean, what more for that, guys? That's really cool right there. But other than that, guys, this has been the NASCAR Diecast News. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys haven't already, please give this video series a good comment, like it, and if you guys haven't already, I highly encourage you guys to subscribe to my channel. Just click subscribe on my YouTube channel, and also make sure to click on the bell notification, just so you guys can get all my notifications on what's new on my YouTube channel, what new diecast videos I got to put out for you guys. We'll be doing some more NASCAR Authentics videos very soon, and I got a lot of cool other stuff to be talking about that's also not NASCAR, but more IndyCar as well. But until then, guys, this is Original Big Bro. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next NASCAR Diecast News episode.